We got a USB cable here. We got some packaging. I don't know, some stuff. Right here, we got a product, or not a product, catalog. Ooh, look at all those pedals. If pedals is your thing, Darkglass got you covered. They make all of them, all the pedals ever. A sticker, yeah. So you can let 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can let everyone know that you play 6-string bass. That's good, gotta have that. We're not gonna read any of this. Nah, we're gonna pretend we know how to use it and then blame Darkglass for it not working right. Because that's how the internet works, right? This stupid thing doesn't work. Did you turn it on? Step 1, let's plug it in. We are starting this thing from the ground up. Ooh, I like that. I like LEDs. I'll tell you why I like LEDs. Not just because, you know, it's fun and techie and geeky, but when you're on stage and it is dark, you can't see shit. So putting bright, blinking, glowing things like this, I can see distortion is on or off. Bypass. Oh, that's great. When the bypass is off, the EQ goes away. So little tiny things like this go a long way. And I know you might think like, oh, it's a gimmick. They just want to light up. Nah, it's got a very important purpose. So I like that I can tell the EQ is on or the EQ is off, not just by one LED, but by like 5 of them. We've got the alpha side. The alpha, the omega. I feel like if I'm doing a Darkglass video, I'd have to do that voice the whole time. Blend, I'm assuming that's dry to wet signal or clean to distorted bass. Master level, and then the amount of drive. So I guess this is like your tone or your character knob. I just did 1 finger for that. You're supposed to use 2. There's a growl and a bite knob. Not knob, buttons. We push these. We push buttons. We turn knobs. So I'm assuming that's like a top end sizzle and then a mid-range punch. I've not played this thing. I like to call these types of streams, this isn't a review, it's not even a demo. I haven't plugged into the damn thing yet. So I call this my first impression. So I'm just looking at it, calling it like I see it. I'm gonna plug in and do the same, and then we'll mess around. We'll see what we do. Headphone out, or headphone input, output, sorry. Auxiliary input, so it looks like you can plug in I was gonna say a phone, but nobody's phone has a headphone jack anymore. Input, output, ground lift on this side. Yep, right over there, ground lift, and then a USB connection and nothing over here. So first impression for the construction, very solid. Very solid piece of gear. Listen, it's not shaking, nothing rattling around in there. So thing looks like a tank, built like a tank. That is no joke. I'll say right off the bat, I wish it had a tuner out. Give me 1 second, I'm coming right back. I'm gonna pick an instrument. Yeah.
Hey friends, it's your old pal BassBot.
BassBot.
I'm just taking a break from genetically modifying human embryos with cybernetic spinal columns to bond with artificially intelligent mind control. Scratch that last part. Did you know that Jamie has his own Patreon?
Patreon.
You know, Jamie sure does give away a ton of great lessons and grooves and laughs during the show. So if you've been enjoying this content totally free of charge, then please type in Patreon into the chat.
Patreon. Oh yeah.
Or just click on the link under the About Me tab that says Patreon. Because if you don't,
I will wear your skin. BassBot. Oh yeah.
Don't wear anybody's skin, BassBot. All right, there's the cabinet. I turn it off. I like what it adds. I guess we should turn the distortion on first. And we'll turn the drive down. Okay, so the bypass switch bypasses not only the EQ, but also the distortion. So one button does both. So if I had any EQ moves in here, so this is just the bass dry. This is the bass with that substantial EQ, and then throwing the distortion in there also. The first knob of the EQ is the master of the pedal. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So we got shelving EQs on either side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 bands. You guys can't read them, I'm sure, but it says 250, 500, 1.5, and 3K. Mud frequency. This here is to your 250 knob, so I'll turn the distortion all off. If I boost this 250. it gets muddier. If I cut it, it gets scoopier. All right, that's good to know. 500, these are your boxy frequencies, so they should kind of get more nasally sounding. I pull that all the way out. That's pretty handy. I always cut 500 or 450. 1.5K, this is gonna be the finger attack. If I pull it down, it should get kind of whoa, whoa, whoa. And then 3K, that's gonna be the air on top or the sizzle. It should make it sparkle a bit. Just that crack up on top. And then we got a shelving EQ in the top end. And by the way, the bass is totally flat. Back to the other one. You know what? I really like the alpha channel better. Wonder what it sounds like right in the middle. The level knob is for the amount of drive you want. Well, then what's the drive knob? Oh, because there's still a master. I forget about that. Yeah, they put the master right here. So what's the difference between drive and level then? Oh, I see. This is the level of my, okay, I've got it. All right, everyone follow with me here. Thank you, Master. Thanks for pointing that out. So the blend knob is currently all the way on the dry bass. If I go all the way to the distorted channel, you'll notice I'm not getting any sound because I've got to dial this up. I'm gonna turn on the cab simulator. I'm liking the way it reacts. It's got a nice smack to it. That is definitely true. But that's only 50% on the drive too, and I'm like, I already can't use that in anything that I do. So what happens if we go 100%? Marty McFly, Back to the Future status. What happens? Turn the bite knob on. I wouldn't call that bite, I would call that hammer. Here's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm taking a metal steel hammer and I'm going and smacking my strings. That's what that sounds like to me. If I played in a metal band, for sure. Here it is off. Adding it back in. Yeah, that's definitely part of that Darkglass sound everyone knows and loves. The growl switch. It could just be maybe I'm distorting it too hard with the level. I'm not liking what this is adding. Sounds like it's making it more muddy. Kind of makes it less distinct, which is cool if you're going for a sludgy or especially like something with a lot of sustain in it. Play that with it off. Yeah, so a lot of the fatness, that's totally what it's doing.
Thank you all for showing up, hanging out today. Glad that you're enjoying the show, but first just let me say bye, my fucking bud. I know it's funny, but I fucking need your money, so go bye, my fucking bud. This one's a goodie, buy a t-shirt or a hoodie. Making a living ain't easy, it's true, but it sure would fucking help if you'd support what I do. When you buy my fucking merch, buy some fucking merch.
It could be cool, yeah, if it's a chuggy part, but as soon as I started playing more of a faster passage, can I even play fast passages? As soon as I added that growl switch in, it got more muddy. Or someone should tune this bass. Whose fault is that? Play along to some metal tracks. What if we go to the Omega channel on this one? So that right there is the characteristic of this bass. You hear how it's just like mid-range, honky, muddy. It doesn't have any of that scoopy modern sound that the other bass had. So that's pretty cool. That Omega knob, I didn't like it until I played it with this bass.